It's See It with C. Thanks for coming to chat with me. And this is the Monday meetup where every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, you get content from me. I am Carlene, solo traveler, a whole lot of cruising extraordinaire. And this is the Monday meetup where I don't go live every Monday, but every Monday you have content. And today we are live streaming because there is a trip announcement. Woo! So I'm going to get into some of the vlogs, some of the behind the scenes. I like to use the Monday meetup as a space to get into some of the information that I wasn't able to catch during my the actual vlog. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that you all don't see. And of course, today there will be a trip announcement. So come on in here to hear where I'm going. Ask your travel cruise related questions. And yeah, so let's see. We got 11 people already. Y'all are on time. Y'all are ready. So let's get into the comments, see who is here. I need like one more bite. Y'all know Mondays are my long day. I just got in from I teach a course at a local university. So I literally just got home. I do a little stove first. Okay, that bite is gonna hold me the next hour or so while I chat with y'all. All right, who we got here today? Tia Bib. Welcome in, Tia Bib. Tia Bib is saying, finally caught one. I am happy you are here, Tia Bib. We are here every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Either it's a live stream or it is a video release or video premiere. So Monday, 8 p.m. until about December. Then I'll move back to my usual time slot at 7. But I'm teaching a course in the fall semester. So the Monday meetup is a little late, and hopefully y'all can hear me okay. Welcome. I'm happy you caught one. And if you don't catch one, you might be on Team Replay. So hello, Team Replay. Thanks for being here. As you all are getting caught up on the stream, we got YOLO. On the go, YOLO says, hello, happy Monday. Hi, YOLO, happy Monday. And thank you for being a channel member and being here this evening. We have My Cruising Family is one of our moderators saying hello. Hi. Hopefully y'all's week is off to a good start so far, and they are speaking to the chat. Big Murph is in the building saying good evening. See everyone in the chat. Good evening, Murph. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Folks are speaking. We got fresh off of, I thought I clicked it. I didn't. Fresh off of Carnival Celebration. One half of Parkers on the Go. We got Siobhan in the house, and then Brandon was holding down the fort at home. Hopefully everything is in one piece. But good to see Parkers on the Go in the building. Thanks for being here. We got Yola D in the building. Hello. Saying good evening to everyone. Liam is here. I'm saying, hey, Carlene, how are you? I'm doing fine, Liam. Can't complain at all. And you made it. Okay, yeah, Liam, we haven't seen you in the live for a while. So thank you for the 25 people for being here. Make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that thumbs up just to let the algorithm know this is some worthwhile content. My name is Carlene, solo traveler extraordinaire, and this is a Monday meetup where I don't go live every Monday, but you get content every Monday at 8 p.m. Pretty much at the moment. And today is a trip announcement. So we are doing a trip announcement, and then I'm kind of getting into the weeds of a couple of videos that I released, which was the Carnival Legend, which is a throwback if you've been here for a while. But I was getting, excuse me, that's why you don't eat your breakfast or your lunch, your dinner before getting on live stream. So I released Carnival Legend, re-released Carnival Legend because that one was starting to get numbers again. Like I started seeing people watch Carnival Legend again from out of Baltimore. So I was like, maybe I should make it into a movie format for people to watch. And then I ended up with a lot of good questions from cruising out of Baltimore. So I will hit on those this evening. And then I also released information related to Carnival Conquest. And then we have a trip announcement. Mrs. H620 is here saying hello, everyone. I believe that is a new name. Welcome, Emin, Mrs. H620. Happy you are here. I had to wet my whistle. I feel like my throat was getting dry. Monet to the T is here saying, yep, on time today. Happy you're on time. Everybody's on time today. Like the last couple live streams, it started trickling in. And then within a minute or two, it was like 11 people already had logged on. So thank y'all for being here. It kind of helps with that awkward pause at the beginning. I don't have like an intro for my premieres or my live stream. So Thank y'all for getting here early. Folks are speaking. Lita Shay, hi, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Happy you were able to catch a live stream. Get on in here and chat. We have Keisha H is in the building saying happy Monday. Happy Monday, Keisha H. Thanks for being here. And Keisha H, I think you were clapping it up for, I did something. My gardening skills. As y'all know, I have been releasing the furlough files on my Instagram on a daily basis. And so one of the first activities I did, I had to transfer this lovely plant here, which is supposed to be in the living room, but I kind of like it working next to me whenever I'm in my home office editing. So Star has come back. That's my name of my plant. Has come back up to the home office. But Keisha H was giving me some credit for doing some little gardening during the furlough situation. Sydney Stephens here saying happy Monday, Carlene and chat. Happy Monday, Miss Sydney. His Queen Dar is in the building saying hey and hey to the chat. MH Family Adventures is here, and Yola D is going to kick it off. She says, I love cruising out of Baltimore. No plane involved for me. So let's get into it. So I did Carnival Legend. It's been like a couple of years. And if you watch that video, you can tell some of the video quality, but I think it still captures a lot of the essence of cruising out of Baltimore, cruising on Carnival Legend. So that one was starting to get some hits. Like if you, some of you are YouTubers, some of you who may not know who you, we have this thing called, it's an app. I can't remember the name of it. It's like whenever I need the name of something, it immediately escapes my head. But I was tracking on the app, and all of a sudden my Carnival Legend content was starting to get hits again. So I was like, well, maybe this is a good time. It was in between last week of like preparing to furlough. And so I was like, you know what, let me give myself a mental break instead of creating something new, because for some reason cranking out like a new vlog recently has been a lot of like pressure. Like I just feel like it has to be perfect. So I was like, let me just, give myself some space and just like ignite a video. And I did that one because it was starting to get hits. But it kind of brought up a lot of questions about cruising out of Baltimore. And just like you said, Yola D, Baltimore, even though we're going to get smaller ships here in Baltimore, it's a very easy port to access and navigate. So I just actually dropped my mom off to go cruise Carnival Pride a week ago. And it's pretty much you just drive up. Either you drop your stuff off, either you drop off and park, or you pull up and pick up your people and keep it moving. And then the terminal is easy peasy with navigating. The only downside of Baltimore is you are going to get an older ship because there is a bridge. Now, there has been talks over the last few years, particularly after I think the Chesapeake Bay Bridge collapsed, of maybe moving the Baltimore cruise port a little further out, so that put the port further out beyond the bridges so that we can get bigger ships here in Baltimore. So maybe that will be a thing. But for the moment, we get little itty bitty Vision of the Seas. I sailed Enchantment of the Seas out of Baltimore, and I've been on Carnival Pride and Carnival Legend. Norwegian had a quick stint here in Baltimore, I think last year for a few months, and then I guess it wasn't sustainable. I don't think they keep selling out of here anymore, but it definitely helps with the not having to think about, a plane ticket. Now, the other alternative is like, yes, New York is an option, but the other alternative that I have my eye on is I hear Carnival Freedom is coming to Norfolk Cruiseport, which is about a 3-hour ride from me. And I have not been on Freedom. So I'm thinking that might be an option in 2027 whenever Freedom starts selling out of Norfolk. But yes, no plane involved. And that was helpful for me with family because we have a lot of family members who flying isn't easy for us anymore. So it was just cool to got my family from Pennsylvania. They drove down, my mom and I drove up, and we met right in the middle. Well, not really in the middle, but we met at Baltimore Cruiseport and was able to cruise as a family. So save some costs with, the cousins who may or may not be able to fly, or, the price is a situation, because it does. Let me tell you, these flights add up bigly. Travel with P&B is here saying hey to everyone. His Queen Dara says hashtag furlough files. Yes. And that has been my Instagram hashtag. We are on day 6, day 5 of furlough for me. I love us for real. We make the best out of any situation. Listen, one of my friends does that I follow, she's a therapist, and she was talking about this concept of like radical acceptance. Like, a lot of times it's like we accept like what's the worst that can happen, right? But then it's like, what's the best that can happen? And for me at the moment, the best that can happen is like I get some rest. I get caught up on editing some videos, and I get to do a lot of things that I have not done. So far, the furlough files have been a little boring because literally it has been stuff that I have not been able to do. Like I had a mountain of laundry, and I still have about like a quarter of the mountain to get through. But I had a mountain of laundry for like the last month and a half that I just was living out of. I finally got to fold most of those clothes. I finally got to like go to Goodwill. I'm like currently restructuring my living room. So definitely making the best out of it. And I'm like, the worst that can happen is they take this house and now give me even a quicker excuse to move to Florida. So it's like, I'm not control what I can control. And right now, what I can control is, since I can't control the votes, I can control my sanity in the whole situation. Keisha H is giving me props for having a green thumb. Hey, Warm Strong. In the building, Warm Strong is one of our male solo travel extraordinaires. So follow him if you have not. He's always in these cruise streets. Keisha H says Baltimore is only, now girl, the fact that you say Baltimore only a 6-hour drive, I'm impressed, but only a 6-hour drive from me. And you know what? I think if like a cruise ship was like 6 hours away that I really wanted to get on, I think I would do that. I would do that. I'm thinking about like, I would love to like get up to New York. Like I could see possibly driving up to New York and selling. I don't know what the farthest, and they took the Charleston cruise port. So pretty much the farthest north I would probably drive would be to New York or Newark. Cape Liberty? That would probably be the farthest north I would drive to catch a ship. And then probably the farthest south I would drive right now would be to Norfolk to jump on a ship. So cool. Yeah. So basically the Baltimore situation, it gives access to people for sure. So in the Carnival Legend, again, you're going to get an older ship out of Baltimore for sure, because again, it has to be smaller ship. But the thing about Legend, which made it different from Pride for me, was Legend actually had a lot of the Carnival 2.0 spaces. So it was, even though it was an older ship, it still had all of the, like, I think it was a sports bar. It had like all the little nooks and crannies that the newer ships have. So Legend, it wasn't bad. It was even better with having family with me. On the Go Yellow says same. Baltimore's only 6. Oh, okay, I didn't know Baltimore was that close to y'all too. Keisha H says, I got on Legend, the sailing right after yours. Oh, okay. I had a good time. I had a good time on Legend. And I think it was what made Legend even better was because I had such low expectations. Like Carnival Pride was my first time. That was my first time solo cruising, y'all. Carnival Pride, was that 2021? September 2021, I think, was my first time solo cruising. My other cruises were family. I had did, of course, Fantasy was my first cruise ever. Then I got on Vista with family. I got on Magic with family, but literally had caught one of those crazy, deals that were going around when the Vapors was out. And literally, I think Parker's gonna go since that Vapors. I'm very hesitant to call the word because I'm like, y'all ain't penalizing me. But I caught a deal on Carnival Pride for $138. And I was like, well, I'm just gonna go. I have been doing a lot of solo travel by myself. So got on Pride. It was okay. The saving grace on Carnival Pride was they had a really good house band that we would go to every night. So when I got on Legend, I kind of like had really low expectations, and it was just kind of like, I'm just doing this for my family. But Legend like surprised me in a cool way. I appreciated the layout of the ship. Now, did it surprise me in a way that's like I would want to get back on it again? No, it's not a ship that I would want to repeat, but it was doable. And that's why that you got on right behind me. Keisha H, small world. Liam says, When I lived in Baltimore, I didn't think they cruised out of there yet because we left out of NYC or Miami back then. Okay. Yeah, see, I don't even know when cruising out of Baltimore became a thing. But it definitely, I think I was like home during the pandemic and I was just like, I need to get out of these like four walls. And like, I think I was watching YouTube for regular travel and then a cruise popped up. And then I was just sitting on the couch like, well, let me look and see what my cruise deals like are. And sure enough, it was $138. And I was like, sold for a week-long cruise in the interior. I could have got $300 for a balcony. So, then I've got on what is Enchantment of the Seas. So I definitely like that, like, quick, don't have to buy a flight. It could be a last minute decision, but you're just not going to get a ton of ship spaces out of Baltimore, at least for the moment. Lisa T says, happy Monday. I sent your email. Just a heads up. Yes, I got your email. Thank you. I got your email. I saw it and then I went to go teach. So I will probably, I can't even promise you I'm gonna respond tonight because I'm probably winding down after this one, but I saw it. And I'll follow up with some instructions for sure for you. It's one more step that you have to do. But thank you so much for thinking of me, Lisa T. I appreciate it. And thank you for being here for the live stream. Margaret Logan's in the building saying, "What? Whoa, Ace is in the building. Well, good golly, I don't know what I did. Everybody is here tonight. Thank y'all for being here." Saying, you know what? I almost just a smidget. I know, Ace. It hurts you to say you actually miss me. We haven't cruised together in like what, 2, 3? What was the last cruise, Ace? Was it Venezia? Because you didn't come on. Were you on Celebrity Edge? So yeah, it's been a while. Liam says he has been a member for 18 months. Thanks. Yep. And shout out to the channel members in the chat. Liam has been going strong for 18 months, running amok in the membership. So thank you for being a member. Liam, he says, I didn't realize it's been this long. Yeah. Coming up on, I got almost year 3 of memberships, maybe. I can't remember. Hopefully y'all are finding value. I was watching Adventures did a wonderful what is it called, live stream featuring your favorite couple and Carnival Cruise Addicts, where they were talking about the value of channel memberships. So I know it's something that I have polled my channel members, but none of them responded. Just to make sure that people felt like they were getting value out of the membership. So maybe we'll do like a live stream since I got so much time on my hands. I'm thinking the shutdown is going to at least go for, my prediction is going to be like at least a month. So since I got a little extra free time, maybe we can have like a members live stream just to check in with the channel members. And make sure that the channel members, feel like their membership is worth their while, connect with one another. And yeah, so we can keep going for maybe 18 more months. We shall see. Keisha A says, yes, Norfolk is only 4. Now, I want to get to Norfolk Cruise Port for sure. And they are definitely, now, I've also heard was Norwegian there for a bit? They backed out. It seems like Norwegian backed out from a lot of ports, but Carnival is still going strong at the Norfolk Cruise Port. And they're going to swap out with Freedom, which I think is a good move. Because I believe Sunshine was already kind of working that circuit between, I think the Sunshine might have already been in Norfolk. I can't remember, but I think I would definitely drive down Norfolk Park, 3.5 hours from me. Hop on a ship, and I have not been, especially when I have not been on yet. So let's meet up, everybody, in Norfolk Cruise Port. Folks are speaking. Oh, we get another question. Travel with PMB says, would you sell out of Philly for a Norwegian Cruise Line? You know what, Paul? Philly is only 2 hours away from me. I checked that selling. That selling for NCL is for it to be the old ship, and I guess it's a part of the demand. The last I checked, that selling was through the roof. So would I sell out of Philadelphia or Norwegian? Absolutely. But I think I was seeing something crazy, like, and I haven't looked recently, but I feel like when I looked initially, it was like almost like $2,400 for, I don't know, but it was out of the range of what I would pay for the age of that ship. So yes, I would sell out of Philly, but not for that price point. But we are selling out of New York or Norwegian. So if y'all haven't saw there, we have a group cruise, the Good Gov Getaway 2027, which is Go on Vacation 2027. It's still $50 deposits for solo travelers. So if you want to get on, let me know. And I believe it's $50 per person if you are a two or more. But we are going to be going out of New York in 2027, October 7th through the 12th, 2027, on Norwegian Luna. So yeah, I would, and the price was right. I think I was quoting solo travelers, and the price hasn't changed for $13.99, starting with the interior. And it appears to be, it's about to be a solo lounge takeover. So won't be no boring solo lounge here. We'll be kicking it in the solo lounge or Norwegian Luna for that sailing. But yeah, and I need the price to come down on that one. And I need to check the price again. So if anybody in the chat, look out. Edna's here. Edna, what's the price of Norwegian out of Philly for that inaugural selling? And maybe because I was looking at that inaugural selling, maybe it'll be a little more, maybe I'll be a little more amenable to going out of Philly. But that first selling out of Philly, everybody is on that one. So let me know. Put in the chat if you know the price of Norwegian's first, or the general price of Norwegian out of Philadelphia. Together We Travels in the building. Hey neighbor, thanks for popping by. So happy you are here. And I see a super chat popped up. 1 second. Will, always with the financial blessings. Thank you, Will. Appreciate it. How about a little shimmy today, Will? We'll keep it appropriate. We'll keep it appropriate. And Will knows what I'm talking about. Because some of you may or may not been here the first time Will blessed us with a $20 super chat. And I lost my mind. And Will is saying, happy Monday as usual. Yes, Will. Thank you for the blessings. And thank you for all that you donate, not just to my channel, but other channels as well. And here's Queen Dar. We got a new member in the building. Welcome to the C-suite. Here's Queen Dar. So back there is some behind the scenes personal vlogs. There's some behind the scenes cuts of like apparently the rest of YouTube doesn't like travel days, but the channel members love travel days. So travel days, me and the community. And we do a lot of giveaways. Like today I gave away a $50 gift card to a member. So hopefully the members feel like it's worth it. Thank you for supporting my lovely channel. Keisha A says we drove to Port Canaveral. Now, what is the longest y'all have ever drove to a cruise ship? Because currently, I think the longest I have drove to a ship so far has been the hour going to Baltimore, hour and a half, maybe if I got caught in traffic. Now, the furthest that I have flown or traveled to get to a ship has been to Turkey. So what's the furthest you've been, either drove or the furthest that you have traveled to get to a cruise port? Let me know. Sig is drinking margaritas. She says, hey, Bussy. Put the margarita down, Sig. It's not Margarita Monday. Just kidding. Hi. Sig the Solo Cruiser is here. Welcome in, Sig. Thanks for being here. If y'all haven't heard, Sig the Solo Cruiser, the Jen Danielle Experience, and myself, we are hosting the ultimate solo group cruise, June 2026. So June 22nd through 2026 to be exact. And folks who booked that one, you got some information from me today. And we sent out information. There's a Facebook group already, and we sent out information related to the hotel room block. So just in case you missed your emails or something like that, that's kind of a quick recap of what's going on Ultimate Solo Group Cruise, so you can be staying in the know, don't miss a thing, book your pre-cruise hotel. We're going to eventually be previewing some of the activities. So if you feel like you don't know what's going on, reach out to one of your hosts and we'll get you caught up. Folks are speaking. Hey, more of my DMV cousins, the traveling type, is in the building saying good evening, good evening, good evening. Nadine, hi, Miss Nadine. Oh, that's a lovely profile picture, Miss Nadine. I love the hair color. She's saying, hey, Carlene, and everyone in the chat, good evening, Miss Nadine. And folks are speaking. Traveling type says, We'll be selling out of Baltimore on the Pride next month. Awesome. Yeah, I dropped my mom off. My mom sailed on Carnival Pride September 21st, 7-day cruise to Bermuda. So she did a couple days overnight in Bermuda. That was her retirement cruise. And it was wild, like dropping her off and then picking her up at the port. I was just like, I wonder if they'll take like same day bookings. Like, can I just jump on the ship right now? But I had too much other stuff booked. Actually, I was supposed to be on my initial plan was to be on the President's Cruise for who was it, for Royal Caribbean on the 21st. As my mom was like, don't you want to sail with me? And I was like, no, I got plans. And then I decided I didn't want those plans anymore. Adrian says the last time we sailed together was MSC Seascape. My bad. I took it way too far back. Okay, the Thanksgiving cruise. Dang, Adrian AC. It's been a long time. Liam says, so far the longest I've driven for a cruise is to Miami, which is 3.5 hours. Okay, because he's in Orlando. Gotcha. Fam Lions is in the building saying, hey, Fam Lions, welcome in. We got a lot of names here tonight. So glad that y'all joined us today. Oh, and hello everyone. 47 people. My name is Carlene. This is the Monday meetup where I don't go live every Monday, but every Monday you get a content between 7 and 8 p.m. Eastern time. And today we are live because there's a trip announcement. But before I make the lovely trip announcement, I am recapping folks on some of the blogs I released. And I like to use this space to kind of because when we're editing blogs, a lot of times we don't get an opportunity to talk about like some of the behind the scenes tips, tricks, things that happen. So I like to use this particularly before doing a trip announcement to get caught up on like what happened in the blogs that I may not have told y'all about. Keisha H says Sunshine went to Norfolk after Charleston booted Carnival. Okay, cool. Yeah, I knew Sunshine was down in Charleston, which Sunshine was a good time in Charleston because literally everybody on that ship was from North Carolina and Georgia. And North Carolina and Georgia folks, A, are just good people. And B, they know how to have a good time and party. So, I mean, every element when Sunshine was down in Charleston, karaoke was on point. The nightclub was on point. The vibes in the Lido deck were on point. So I kind of miss having a ship in Charleston, but I guess the people didn't want cruising anymore, even though there are cruises that I guess stop through Charleston, but they just don't leave from Charleston. Piplup James in the building. Welcome in. Piplup out. Well, maybe not. I would love to maybe on the side offline pick your brain about this. What was it called? What was the situation in Universal? The not Starship Racers, the roller coaster incident. Would love, like, y'all's take on it as the Coaster Network, but you don't got to tell me in the chat. I know it's like sensitive information. But curious about y'all's thing. Stardust Racers, there we go. Stardust Racers. If you didn't know, or y'all, I know we talk about cruising, but we talk about travel too. Y'all don't know. Stardust Racers and Universal. No, what's it called now? It's in Universal's new park in Orlando had an unfortunate incident where an individual had an unfortunate incident on the racers, and now it was a lot of talk back and forth about what happened, who was to blame. The coaster has now reopened apparently, I guess, this weekend. So a little amusement park news while we talk about cruising. Keisha's H is telling everybody have a blessed Monday. Cruising is fun anytime. Good evening. I love your logo. Thanks for being here. Tia Bear is going to be on the Luna Cruise. Yes. We have, I think 20, do I have 20 cabins, I think, at this rate. So I hope that's the right number of people booked. I can't remember if it's 20 people or 20 cabins. I think it's 20 cabins booked for the Norwegian Luna, doing a quick 5-day to Bermuda to enjoy Norwegian's newest ship that will be that year. And that one's going to be all about, Norwegian has, I think, the best spot, or the Prima class ships for Norwegian have the best spot at sea. Like, if you want 5-star hotel vibes, that spa is something to behold. Then we have a lot of, I've already had it planned in my head, but I just have to say, like, it's gonna be a good time, and everybody I booked, I know is good people, so we gonna have some fun. Now our goal, everybody, we gotta like, all right, we gotta start saving our ducats so we can get from booking to sailing. Onagoyo says 9 hours is the furthest that she's ever driven to go on a cruise, and she went from Atlanta to Miami. Cruising is fun anytime since the longest that they've drove is 5 hours to get to a cruise port. Onagoyo says 5 hours from her current location to the cruise port in NYC. Okay, cool. So that's kind of doable. Oh Lord, leadership says we drove to Los Angeles, a 7-hour drive for our first cruise. And see, I can see like for a first cruise, you're like all excited, hyped up. So that's probably like a good feeling. That probably made like the time go by pretty fast for that first cruise sensation. It's that coming home. Was it coming home hard, leadership? Let us know in the chat. Shantia says the longest she has drove was 15 hours to Miami. Now I have been thinking, because see, I have this new car situation, which makes me think I can just drive anywhere. Like I kind of want to do a road trip, but I was thinking, I was like, if like the flights get too crazy, like I think the furthest I would drive would be like Orlando. I think I could drive to Port Canaveral. And I will break it up though. I will break it up for sure. Will says that he's driven 7.5 hours to Port Canaveral from Atlanta. I did not know that those were that far away from each other. I don't know why I thought that was like, I'm bad at geography. I don't know why I thought that was like a 5-hour drive. Keisha H says 8 hours is the max, but I'm willing to be a passenger princess for 12. And welcome in 50 people. My name is Carlene. This is the Monday meetup where I don't go live every Monday, but every Monday at 7 to 8 p.m. ish Eastern, you get some content. And today we have a trip announcement. So we are wrapping up. I was talking about, I re-released my Carnival Legend content because that seemed to be re-ticking up in the algorithm somehow. I also released my Carnival Conquest. So I know a lot of you, I got quite a number of subscribers from Carnival Conquest, which was my celebration key vlog. But what y'all don't know is Carnival Celebration Key. Remember the Celebration Key? That was my second time on Carnival Conquest, not my first. And so I kind of worked in reverse. Now that I'm kind of done with all like the big name cruise adventures, so I've gotten through all my inaugural content between Star and my first look content for MSC World America, and then I did a first look at Celebration Key. Now I can go back through my camera rolls and kind of work in order. And I've like superseded my channel goal for the year. I only went like 1,200 more subscribers. Now we're like way over that and have reached over 5,000. So now I kind of feel like, okay, I hit my YouTube goal for the year. I can kind of like relax and push out content that I needed to get out of my camera rolls from way back. So I released Carnival Conquest, which was from March 2025, which was on the Lush Cruise, which is hosted by Siobhan from Parker's on the Go. That was my first time getting on Conquest, which at that time I affectionately named her Connie. And honestly, y'all, I was scared. Like I was scared to jump on Conquest for the first time because I had kept hearing about this ship, in all on TikTok, all on every social media, YouTube shorts about, it seemed like even if a fight wasn't attributed to Conquest, they still show Conquest picture, they still use the Conquest name. So I was just like, okay, I'm a pretty flexible individual. I can go with the flow in a lot of environments. But like I do have like a certain level of threshold for shenanigans, particularly when it feels like either my safety or my sleep is compromised. And so I'm just like, are there gonna be people like running up and down the hallway all night? Like what's gonna go on? So my first time getting on Carnival Conquest was right before spring break of 2025. 1 second. So what's 1 second? Hold that. Let's see. Nadine says the furthest she's traveled was NYC to Czechoslovakia, flying to cruise. Okay, that's a nice. What was that? About 8-hour-ish flight to cruise for sure. That's the Czechoslovakia is the Rome cruise port, the cruise port in Rome. If you all aren't familiar. But I see a lot of cruise OGs, so y'all know exactly what Chutkovic is. The complicated cruise port name, about 45 minutes from Rome, where most of you'll get yourself a good European or Mediterranean cruise. Sig says she's going hard in the paint on Margarita Monday, and she's not having margarita. She's having shots of reposado. Bless your heart, Sig. Together We Travel says the longest they've driven to a port is 35 minutes, Port of Baltimore. Same. Yeah, so far the longest I've drove is about 45 minutes, an hour and a half in traffic to Baltimore. But I'm willing to drive to if I can get a good deal like NYC or drive down to Norfolk to catch a cruise. I would do it. Maybe Orlando, but I don't know. It got to be like the right mood. And the schedule has to line. Nadine says, thank you. Red is our hair color. Yes. Get used to the red situation, except for it bleeds so heavily. So I feel like the red that I guess this is only like 6 weeks old, I think. And already the color, I'm like, it needs refreshing. Everybody says the red needs like a lot of maintenance and TLC. And I'm kind of a low maintenance girl. So it's going to be interesting. I feel like the red might transition. I might do one more saving of the red, and then I can quickly see me transition into another color. We shall see. Let's see. Edna says her longest travel or longest drive to a cruise port has been 17 hours from Delaware to Florida. Wow. Did you stop and break it up? Nadine is reminding y'all, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, please. Please do. Pause for the cause. Hit the thumbs up button on the live stream. Also, just, if you're catching the replay, I know a lot of you watch on your TV, so make sure you just, at some point pick up your phone, hit the thumbs up. Tomorrow, when you're hanging out at work and just need one or two things to do, just, leave a comment on the live stream. That all helps. Will says, I thought about taking the train to Miami. It said 2 days, and that's a negative. And that's the same thing. I thought about doing the train from here to Orlando, and same, like a while back. But it would just put me there like a really weird hours. And yeah. Thank you for reminding people to hit the live stream. I think Edna might win the award for longest drive. Edna and Shanti, I think, are kind of tied for longest drive to a cruise port now. If I can remember correctly. Together We Travel says, I wish they could get newer ships, but the bridge won't allow it. The Legend is my favorite older Carnival ship. Oh, cool. Yeah, I think favorite older Carnival ship at the moment might be Sunshine for me. I love that 2-deck Lord have mercy. 2-deck Lido deck. Y'all get it. Carnival Sunshine has a 2-deck a 2-deck Serenity deck. 2-story Serenity deck. Those are the words. 2-story Serenity deck. I really like that space. And Sunshine is also one of those ships that older one, but Carnival has put in, like, it has a bonsai sushi. It has a Fahrenheit 555, not your regular steakhouse, but the Fahrenheit 555 brand. Like, they really packed in all the new stuff on the Sunshine. So I kind of like my time on the Sunshine. The buffet looks like how they decorated the buffet for Mardi Gras, like the contemporary look. So far, I think that's my favorite old Carnival ship for the moment. The traveling type says we drove 7 hours from Port of Charleston to Port Canaveral. YFC in the building. Welcome in, YFC. Thanks for being here. Keisha H says, very different experience than me. I said my first time on the Sunshine had a bunch of people from North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. She said her time on the Sunshine had a bunch of Tennessee natives. Now that is a hike. Talking about long way to go. Hornagolio says Georgians are very good people. Tilly, she said they ain't no gangsters, but don't push them. Hello. My cruising family is co-signing. Norwegian has the best spa at sea. Yep. I think so far the best spa. And I've been on, let me see. I still have more lines to go. So I still need to check the box for Princess. Still need to check the box for Holland America. But between Carnival, MSC, Norwegian, Celebrity, which Celebrity shocks me. I thought Celebrity, which I think they're gonna fix with Excel. I think I read that they're gonna make the spa and Excel a little better. But Celebrity shocked me. I thought it was going to have a little better with Ascent's spa and Edge's spa, but better than Celebrities. Disney is one I haven't even visited a spa yet, even though Senses looks kind of cool. But Margaritaville, Regent, Oldership. I'm probably forgetting something. But yeah, so far across the lines I'm giving the best spa award to Norwegian, and most of the people who booked me, they have like at least like I think $50-ish. Don't make me quote $100 on board credit, I think. So we got spa money. Here come the booby shakes. Woo-hoo. All right. Folks are speaking. Okay, so we have a question. Question is, Liam says, does Luna have a solo balcony or solo ocean view, or is it all inside, or is it regular cabin rate at solo? And I have an answer for that because I learned it when booking. Norwegian actually does have, I know there are solo balconies. I believe there is a solo ocean view. I definitely know there's a solo balcony because I had to make sure that I booked somebody. Even though it's one person at the moment, they might add another person. So I had to make sure I get them in the right room because Norwegian truly also has balconies only for one person. It's just most of the solo people for the moment have booked the solo studio. But there are solo balcony rates. So I think there are solo ocean views. I just don't think I gave anybody a quote. I might have one. Somebody might get one solo ocean view. But yes, all to say yes. Now, I'm guessing that also gives them, I don't know if that also gives them access to the solo lounge or not. If anybody knows that in the chat, but it's enough of us in the solo lounge. That door is going to be held open. So if anybody wants free tours during Good Gov 2027, solo lounge, it's plenty of people. Folks are speaking. Cruising Family says they're here for multitasking. Thanks for being here. Totally understands. A lot of stuff to do. I like to fold clothes when I listen to live streams. It helps me either fold clothes or wash the dishes. But then my issue is I usually start chatting and then neither one of those things happen. On to go with Yellow says, I don't drive unless someone is extremely tired. Lita Shay says it wasn't bad talking about coming back home from a 7-hour drive to LA Cruiseport. But she says we always chose to drive to LA because it's cheaper for a family of 5 instead of driving. And that's facts. And that's why, like, with some of these like talks, I'm not sure how big the Discovery class is going to be for who is it, Royal Caribbean, but yeah, it would be cool to like do a major whole overhaul of some of these smaller ships so that us because the market is there. Like my mom sailing on Carnival Pride recently, I think they only had like 6 or some odd rooms left on the ship, so the demand is there for these drivable ports, but it's kind of like you don't want to keep doing donuts on a Carnival Pride or Legend unless you just truly like sailing. I like cruising, but I am a ship person. So after like 2 times on a ship, I'm kind of like, I'm good on it. Trisha's Lord have mercy says they drove 20 hours and the dang on cruise was canceled. Jesus Lord. What did y'all do? Like, did y'all just make a holiday of the time y'all were there? Did you hop on another ship? Like, did you drive 20 hours back home? We need to know. Shantia says, I would take the train to NYC. The train is either better when you're going north. Yeah, and I like the train to NYC. Actually, one of my furlough files activities is I want to get back to Broadway. So I think I'm going to, and I got to do it on a Saturday because I want to do it when I can catch 2 shows. So catch a matinee and a 7 o'clock show, and then maybe like go to dinner or something. But they only offer that on Saturdays. I thought maybe they would do it on the weekdays, but the weekdays they only have 7 o'clock shows for the shows that I want to see. So hopefully one of these weekends, while I can sneak up to NYC, or it would just be like do one, come back, and then try to figure out another time to catch a show. But there are a few shows that I want to see. What is it called? The one, the Alicia Keys one, I can't remember. Sounds interesting, but it's not my first choice. I would love to see Lion King because that's been on Broadway for a bit. There was another one. I sat there and looked the other day. Focus, Carly. There's one show that I really Death Becomes Her. It was gonna bother me so much. I really want to see Death Becomes Her. And then I was like, okay, if I see Death Becomes Her, like will be another show that I tag on. And so I don't know. I am excited about Dreamgirls coming back to Broadway. And for the Luna folks, I believe Dreamgirls might be running when we're in NYC. So that might be a little pre-cruise situation. We shall see. Because I believe Dreamgirls comes to Broadway April 2026, spring 2026. So if it's there for a year, we might be going to see Dreamgirls. Capri says driving to port seems best, especially if you pack a little heavier than most. True. If I lived in Florida, like it would be I would be at least two weekends a month. I'll be out in the cruise streets for sure. Like really the flights are what slows me down. Tia B says, I never done a spa on the ship before, maybe one massage. And you know what? I'm usually not a big ship spa girl, but I was with Regina Davis. We went, we were on the same sailing of Norwegian Prima. And so we were both down like, oh, let's go take a tour of the spa. And I was floored. Like it felt like a spa. I keep saying the Mandarin Oriental. Like you walk down the steps. There's a really big, like soaking jet pool thing. Yeah, the rooms are bigger than the thermal suite. It was. If you don't get any treatments, just go at least on a spa tour. My Cruise is famous to see you don't even need a spa treatment, but of course you can get one of those too. Yeah, you can just get the, what is it called? Thermal spa pass, I believe, is an option. You don't have to do a treatment. And when you see their thermal spa, you can see why, like, you can spend a ton of time there. Brian Pickens, welcome in. Brian Pickens says the Aqua was super nice. I only can imagine how the Luna will be. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm trying to figure out how I can squeeze in time on Aqua before doing Luna. We'll see. Will says the only NCL ship I've been on was the Sun. It was my worst cruise. Ooh, because the Norwegian Sun is one of the older ones, correct? So anywho, let's hop back to Carnival Conquest for a second. And I really need to hurry up and get in this trip announcement because time is of the essence. So yeah. So finally did Carnival Conquest for the first time in March 2025. It was a 3-day sailing. I was expecting it was going to be like crazy, out of control. And y'all, it was like the biggest, it felt like heavy on the cookout vibes. Like I just felt like, past the potato salad, I know it was made well, those kind of cruise vibes. Everybody was they had a really good house band. Everybody was kind of chill. Of course, the sail away, I've never seen a Lido deck that packed in my life. That was before Carnival did its, they redid the sail away party. So when I did Conquest, it was the old sail away party with a bunch of line dance. Like they were still playing the wobble. I guess the wobble has been deemed inappropriate for children, but they were playing the wobble then. And what else? I'm trying to think. Oh, the nightclub. The nightclub truly felt like it was a love nightclub on a Friday back in my heyday. So now I will say my March sailing, I was like, okay, these are cool vibes. My July sailing, it was like, July was like, these are where the Banshees reside. And not everybody was like, out of control, but I had some really loud hallmates and a couple other people had some really loud hallmates. So July was like, we're the true revelers. Like we ain't going to bed till 3 o'clock in the morning and y'all going to hear about it. But I think for the most part, it was peaceful in July. But it was, if you were going on there to like, thought you were gonna be in bed at 10 o'clock, your hallmates were like, nah, we got other plans. Now I will also say, possible strategy was when I sell on Conquest in March, we got upgraded to deck 9, which is a half hallway. It's off the Lido deck. It's only versus the full structure of the ship. It's only half the hallway. And I think that kind of helped with like crowd control, noise control, because it was an upgraded experience. So like it wasn't your base fare. People pay a little more to be there. And I think like only one night on the last night, and it was still kind of early, like maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock, one dude was just professing his love to his girl in the middle of the hallway. She eventually let him in the room and, got quiet after that. So those are my experiences on the Conquest. If you haven't caught the Legend vlog or the Conquest vlog, they're on my channel. So check them out when you get a chance. Will said, oh, I read that one. Liam says, didn't they say that they were making some changes for the Luna? I believe so. So Luna will be slightly bigger than Aqua. And I forgot what the actual change may be. It may possibly be with the pool. Don't quote me on that. But I do know Luna will be a tad bit bigger than Aqua is, but I can't remember what the tad bit bigger is going to be attributed to. I forgot what that tidbit was. Trish said it was at the start of the pandemic. They went to Disney before it closed, and they had to drive home. Dang, 20 hours and had to bust to you. Brian says, curious about what the entertainment they will have on Luna. Yeah, I'm curious about what the show will be for Luna, because I feel like now they should have gave Luna the purple one. Like they gave the Prince show Luna is purple and bluish, right? They should have put the Prince show on Luna, but I'll be interested to see what the show will be for Luna. I do like, when we were on Prima, they did this really cool party at Sid Norman's where they played like the DJ they would play the video, and then the DJ was DJing, and then they would like insert clips that matched the music. Oh my gosh. And it was actually a good DJ. So I'm curious too about what the entertainment will be. Because I do think that's like a category that can be a little hit or miss. We had a good I also have not sold Norwegian since Prima. So we had a good DJ. They had a really good house band. So we spent most of the night listening to the house band, but I kind of felt like if the house band wasn't who the house band was after that, like first night, I would have been kind of like, okay, what else to do? So I'm curious to see what the entertainment, I need them to lean in on more of that party they had on Sid Norman's, do that more often. So everybody fill out those Norwegian cards so that we can have a good old time on Luna. But I think we're gonna be good. But I definitely want to do Aqua, hopefully tag Aqua on before hopping on Luna, for a couple purposes. One, to scope out the space, and then I don't feel like I don't know. I probably also would do like a test run with Bermuda, because I have some ideas. There we go. Nadine says Hell's Kitchen is the Alicia Keys Broadway show. Yeah. So I'm like, I really want to see Death Becomes Her, but then I feel like I would love to do maybe like a Saturday where they do a matinee and they do a 7 o'clock show. So I'm like, after I see Death Becomes Her, like what else would I see? And so I'm like, either Hell's Kitchen or I think Lion King are the two that I saw on the list that was like, ooh. Thank y'all all for the Alicia Keys. Y'all better be cultured. Come through. Yola D had the right answer. My cruising family, Nadine. Thank y'all. Appreciate you. My cruising family says that I know. See, I dang near lived in Thermal Spa on Aqua. I was telling Shantia. Cool. So, we got a couple more comments. Let's see. Onago Yo says Conquest was a good time. Definitely with the right peeps. Yeah, and see, I also lucked up because both times, the first time, of course, I was with the Luscious Ladies, sponsored by Parkers on the Go. So really good time between hanging out the Alchemy, trying some new drinks. The time of the Seafood Shack was probably my favorite. And then definitely we got the little party started at the Ryu. But when I did my July selling, all my blogger friends were on. So I got to hang out with YFC. I got to hang out with the traveling type. Got to hang out with Phil and D and the babies. Paul was on. I think did I hit MH Family Adventures was on. And who's my dude? Midships. So you shouldn't call names. It's like you, and I might still be missing some folks. And got to meet a couple other people. So yeah, good times for sure. Good times for sure. Okay, let's get into this trip announcement. So y'all, the title of this one is I'm in my Royal Caribbean era. And that is because I finally got these deals. They're almost on a daily basis, almost, y'all. I am now indoctrinated into the Royal Caribbean casino family. So I'm finally taking my first casino cruise. This is my first time getting casino offers. So I'm hopping on Royal Caribbean's Jewel of the Seas this weekend. And then doing a side-by-side and hopping on Wonder of the Seas. So it'll be a little bit of adventure because Jewel of the Seas is up in Fort Lauderdale. So I fly into Miami, got a hightail to Fort Lauderdale, hop on Jewel, bring my butt back to Miami, which I think my strategy is I bought a transfer so I could get a transfer from the Fort Lauderdale port to the Miami airport for like $22. I had a $25 credit, so I just went ahead and used that for that. And then I'm hopping on, I wanted to tick off the big ships in order, but I'm just gonna have to, get what I can get what I can get. And so I'll be hopping on Wonder of the Seas the 13th through the 17th. Did I got that right? But while I'm on, so that will be my Emerald cruise. So I'll get to Emerald status by the end of that cruise. Now, because the cruise is on the 17th, I would love to extend my trip and see if I can find a cruise deal just to cover from the 17th to the 20th, fly back on the 20th. And that way, because not Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, you hit the status, but you don't feel the benefits until your next cruise. So I want to feel my Emerald benefits, but my goal, because I have to be organized with goals related to cruising and travel. Otherwise, I'll be all over the place. So my goal is to kind of be Royal Caribbean heavy until I can get to Diamond. I'm hoping that they don't move the needle once I get to Diamond, but my goal is to hit Diamond status, and then I'll probably be a little heavy on the Royal Caribbean content, blogs, travel for a bit because I have a goal. And then I'll eventually find another goal to focus on another casino program. So that way I'm not scatterbrained all over the place. So yep, this weekend we are on Jewel of the Seas and then hopping on to Wonder. So let's see these last few comments we got. Liam says Robbie is a good cruise director. I really like Robbie's vibes, and Robbie really understood the demographic. Because on the second cruise, Robbie was like, look, we can't do these dances no more because we can't have another lawsuit. And I don't know if he was lying, but the way that he said it, it was kind of like, listen, y'all can't keep cutting up. And I'm gonna make sure that as your cruise director. So he did a lot of level setting for the crowd or whatever. And I didn't hear any major issues. Now the people definitely were having their fun on that July cruise, but I didn't hear about or encounter any accidents or incidents. My cruising family says Disney Spa is nice for sure. As much as I love Disney and don't care too much for NCL, I gotta still give the best spa to NCL. Good to know. Yeah, because I have not every time I get on a Disney ship, it's only been 2 Disney cruises so far. I've been on the Wish, I've been on the Fantasy. I think I like the Fantasy better than the Wish. But I never, because that first day you're supposed to do the spa, so open house. I never toured their spa, but I've seen it on YouTube videos. The Senses looks cute, but I guess it's not Prima cute. And I did a whole Norwegian, if anybody wants to see that, see the hype related to Norwegian spa. I did a Prima spa tour. So I have a Norwegian Prima vlog series, but literally I was so impressed. I just did literally a spa tour of Prima. So if you're interested to see like what the hype is about Norwegian's spa, at least the Prima class spa, you can check that one out. Brian says, oh yeah, the DJ did the same thing with the videos matching the music on Aqua as well as inside the Improv at night. Good to know. I really like that party because it was kind of like a little bit for everyone. Like you could kind of dance, you can kind of vibe out or just watch the thing, like the videos. It kind of felt like pretty nostalgic. So it was a good time. But they only did like night 1. And so I wanted like, came back to like night 2 and 3, like, okay, want more of this. And it was like, so we ended up going to the cover band, which they had a good cover band. So hopefully we get all that to line up. What else we got? My Christmas family says NCO Spa is probably as expensive as Disney's, but with much more features for sure. And then those thermal spa rooms are just huge. On the go, yo, I saw Cursed Child matinee. Love being in and out. Yola D says I saw Lion King last Saturday for the second time. Go. Okay, so it seems like gotta catch Lion King on Broadway. Because I know Disney does a production of the Lion King in the park, but I also know it's like a 2.5 hour production. So I'm like, if it was anything like the Lion King in the park, like I'm kind of sold on it. It's been running pretty long on Broadway. So, excuse me. On the go, Yellow says double point solo. Yes. So, I have the numbers here. So do I have the numbers? I lost them. Okay. So I'm currently at 42 points. Sorry. I got 42 points. Is it days? I don't know. Points. It has to be points. It's not days. I have 42 points currently on Royal Caribbean. With the 7 days of cruising that I have, that'll give me 14 more points. So I'll be at 56 points. And you only got to get to 80 to get to Diamond. So I think I can do Diamond before the end of the year for Royal, for sure, with the solo, with double points. And anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, on Royal Caribbean, when you sail by yourself, you get double the points. So meaning if you have a 3-day cruise, instead of getting 3 points for that cruise, you'll get 6 points. So I kind of have some cruises scoped out to get me there. But I think right now my goal is, I'm like, Carlene, do not book no more cruises until you get off the cruises for Saturday or for this week. Arnadicia, hopefully I said your name right, says I will be on Wonder on 10/17. Look, I need you to set up a prayer, Arnadicia girl, because I had a deal to get on 10/17 and then it just like kind of disappeared. Like it was there, the one deal, and then I think because I booked other things, it hasn't been on my follow-up deals. So this is my casino cruise. So it's going to be a cruise where I'm going to be playing. So I'm hoping that I can like play my way to get on 10/17, because I feel like Jewel is open on 10/17 as an option, but I'm kind of like, I would love to just do a back-to-back on Wonder versus like do Jewel, Wonder, then go back up to Fort Lauderdale, get on Jewel, and come back to Miami to fly out. So y'all keep Wonder the Seas, stretch your hands. Wonder the Seas, October 17th. Put that in your prayers for me. Amen. TB says she's going on Wonder next month. Yeah, Wonder of the Seas has been having some really good deals on Royal Caribbean. I think, who was it? Dijon Danielle was saying like she got her cruise for like $300, $340, $400. So, but it's also been coming up a lot in the cruise deal situation for a casino. So it's a big ship. I would like to do more than 4 days on it. So I'm praying I can get the back-to-back versus a side-by-side. Or it might be that I sign and just come home and then start working on my November cruises. But I want Diamond before the end of the year. And I will say, being in the furlough situation, like I won't have to use my leave for the cruises for this week. So it will hopefully open up my leave bank for later in the year. So again, I'm finding all the pluses in the minus. Big Merce Life says the good thing with Royal Caribbean is you get double points for traveling solo. You'll hit Diamond in no time. Yes. Yo says I will like Wonder. I got the drink package. So my goal for Jewel is, I think my theme for Jewel is like, I'm not buying anything extra on Jewel. It's gonna like not even pray for me. It's like my plan is to I'm put 2 bottles of wine in my suitcase, carry them on because you got to carry them on. So those would be my wine bottles, and my plan is to I'm not buying any extra alcohol. Maybe Casino Gods will gift me a glass of wine or 3, but I'm not doing anything extra on Jewel. But when Wonder rolls around, I got the drink package. I'm ready to go for that one. So I'm looking forward to having a good time. I've heard good things about Wonder of the Seas. Nadine says, I'll enjoy both sailings. Safe travels. Liam said he saw Wicked, MJ and Wicked. They were both excellent. Yeah, I saw MJ and Wicked here in DC. Wicked was at the Kennedy Center, and I learned something cool where you can literally get a stand, which was crazy because my back was yelling at me. But they have a thing where you can get standing room tickets. So I got standing room ticket for Wicked. Sometimes I'm like about the experience because I'll hear something that they were like, just because it's a thing, I'm like, well, I gotta try it. Like how I was like, I heard, you can walk them and buy a ticket on Spirit, you don't pay the taxes or whatever. I heard that you can get a walk-up ticket at the Kennedy Center at the time. So I went, I got, I don't know if you can I don't think you can prepay it. I can't remember, but I had to call it in. At a certain period, you call it in, they'll issue a ticket, go to the will call, pick it up. And I got to see Wicked here in the Kennedy Center, standing room only. And then MJ came through DC. But sometimes with the off-Broadway situation, the sound system in the theater that I saw MJ wasn't the best. And for me, the play was cool. Like, it was cool. It was one segment that I was just like, the thriller segment, oh my gosh. The thriller segment was beyond. It was kind of slow for me, but that thriller segment, I gave it a couple more bonus points. Liam says you'll enjoy both sailings. Hey, Point Blank, thanks for being here. Who else we got? Sig is saying, weren't we supposed to not book cruises until we book our free princess cruise? Yes, Sig. Is that the rule? Was that the rule? Did I make the... See, what I was saying was... not book a new cruise line until I book my princess cruises. I just had to pay the taxes and fees, Sig. But no, I plan on booking my free princess cruise. When? I don't know. But yes, I need to book that. Actually, I need to look and see what the offerings were. I looked a couple of weeks ago, but I haven't looked recently. I need to see if there's anything while I'm in this furlough situation I can hop on with Princess to get the experience. So you can see it with me. It's pronounced Arnedia. Hopefully I said it fast enough. Mine is a casino deal. Well, I hope mine is a casino deal too, girl. I hope I can get on 1017 and join you and see you on board, girl. Oh, so you are a Wonder of the Seas like pro. And $398 for a non-cruise deal, that's a good price. That's a good price for sure. All righty, folks. Well, I want to end on this positive note. Chandra Oglesby says, welcome to the Casino Deals Club. They'll be coming in fast and furious. Yes, they come in once a day. I get a casino deal so far. It used to be like once a week. Then it was like every other day. Now it's been every day I've gotten a casino deal from Royal Caribbean. So hopefully there's something I can tag on. For sure. We shall see. I guess quick announcements, because we got to do the announcements for the people. Hopefully I got all the slides here. But got to roll through these because, we want y'all to join us. So our trips for the coming years, it's like 2 each year. I'm not going to try to do too much, but we got the Ultimate Solo Group Cruise with DJ and Danielle Experience and myself. If you have not been on Celebrity yet, might be your introduction to Celebrity. I think this will be my plan, is to be this will be my cruise to get into the celebrity cruise, what is it called? Casino program. So I'll be spending some time in that in the casino on this cruise. But June 22nd to 26th, 2026 on Celebrity Reflection. You can book through either of us. You got DJ and Daniel Experience. You got Seek the Solo Cruiser. It's $100 per person deposits. And hit us up for updated pricing. We'll get you situated. And if you already are booked on that one, you should have gotten an email related to the hotel block. And there is a Facebook group. So just hit us up if you want. If for some reason you didn't get any of that information, like hit us up so we can make sure that you are in the know. Then these are kind of out of order. One second. Then in 2026 is not a cruise, it's a meetup. So we are going to do Epcot Food and Wine Festival, eating and drinking around the world. That's me October 9th to 11th, 2026. This is a, come as you are. So you can either book it through yourself, book it through me. I will eventually have like a hotel selected. I just haven't stopped to do that yet. But if you want to try Epcot Food and Wine Fest, book it. Meet me there October 9th, 11th, 2026. And it will be a good time. And there will be something that I will give just for people who show up. So scan that there. I'll get you included. I need to make a cute flyer for it though. All right, now we're into 20. So those are two for 2026. Ultimate Solo Group Cruise, and then Good Gov is going to be Epcot Food and Wine Fest. Then we are on to 2027, where hosting the Ultimate Land and Sea. We are starting in New Orleans, Louisiana, which New Orleans had a fried chicken festival. That's how they don't play about their food. New Orleans had a fried chicken festival this past weekend. I was kicking myself because I followed the fried chicken festival Instagram account because I was like, I am going to this. And next thing I know, I'm scrolling through Instagram and they're talking about the fried chicken festivals this weekend. Missed it. So this would have been a good weekend for me to go. The other thing I gotta get to is New Orleans Jazz Fest. But anyway, love New Orleans, is my favorite US city. And it will be a couple days in New Orleans. Then we're jumping on Carnival Dream, which they are swapping out. I believe Valor will be leaving New Orleans. Dream is coming there. 4-day cruise to Cozumel. You can book it through either one of us. Cheryl, the Sig the Solo Cruiser. My mouth's getting tired. Raquel from Age Family Adventures, Regina Davis, Kiki from Team Reach Travels, or Siobhan from Parkers on the Go. And while you see 6 lovely ladies booking, it's open to everybody. It's just that the ladies are doing the booking. And then the last one for 2027 will be the Good Gov Getaway, which is the go on vacation and getaway. On Norwegian Luna out of New York City, heading to Bermuda, 5-day, October 7th through the 12th. Deposits are $50 if you are solo. It is $50 per person if you have somebody in your cabin. It might be $100. I don't know. I'll have to run it, but I definitely know because solos, I know the solo rate. It's $50 deposits for solos. And if you have folks who are traveling with you, just hit me up. I can give you a quote at COC@gmail for any of these. Let you know what the current prices and deposit information is. All righty, so we did the announcements. So let's see, couple bye-bye comments we got, or goodbye bye-bye comments. I am tired. Fam Lion says, I'm active duty Navy. So first off, thank you for your service. Totally understands the furlough situation. It sucks. It is not fun right now. But folks try to make the best of it. Send your, love, care to, military who are not getting paid right now, but have to be present. I foresee the furlough. A lot of us, we got our last full check on September 30th. I think we get a half check coming in the middle of the month. I foresee this situation going beyond our last check. So keep your federal friends in prayer. There's a lot of uncertainty right now, a lot of things. But you only can have faith in yourself and faith in your higher being. So we're going to get through this like we got through so many other things, friends. And on a positive note, only go with Yellow says, Be safe. Have a great weekend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Leader Shay says, cannot wait for the Ultimate Legacy. Cannot wait to host you. We're going to eat so much. And my cruising family says, have a great weekend. Yes, have a great weekend, everybody. It's C with C. Thanks for chatting with me. Next Monday, I plan on leaving the channel with a video for you all to watch. And then hopefully I'll be back on the 20th to give you all a recap of those 2 lovely ships that I will be on. C with C. Thanks for chatting with me. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Good night, everyone.